Hi, hello, welcome back to another video and welcome to my May TBR. I feel like I say this every single month, but I don't know how we are here already. And May suddenly feels like we're actually in summer and we're halfway through the year, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that. So I am not going to play my little TBR game this month. Yeah, April in terms of my TBR did not go well. I think I read one book off the list and I have started a second, but that's all we've done. And all of the books for like read-alongs that I was supposed to be reading, I did not read. So I'm actually just going to do May as a kind of rollover required reads, and then I'm just going to do mood read May. In May, I've got a week away from the 19th, so it's a work trip out to Italy, and then I'm extending it slightly to spend a bit of time out there with my friends as well. So it's one of those where I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to get much reading done. I might, because we are all readers, but also I might not because I'm there with my friends. So, you know, we're not really sure. So all of that to say, I've got 5 books in front of me that I really need to get read this month. I'm sorry, I'm too hot. I'm going to have to take this one off. I've got 5 books here in front of me that I would like to try and get read this month. And that's all I'm putting on the TBR. Because that is already quite a chunky stack. Oh, plus 2 books for Book Box Battle. So, you know, we're already looking fairly chunky, aren't we? Anyway, let's get into it. First off, Ruin. I was supposed to read this in March. I didn't. I rolled it into April. I still didn't read it. The live show for Ruin will be at some point in May. I actually think it is the same weekend that I'm heading off to Italy, so I might not catch the live show, but I don't want to fall behind and not read it. So this one is getting read towards the start of March. Then we have got Elantris. I was meant to read this in April. I didn't. However, this one is the read along that I'm just doing myself. Like, there was nobody else with me on this, so I'm just skipping April. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I would like to get this read in May, but in a way it works quite nicely that I've skipped April because I'd finished the Mistborn series. Well, I say towards the end of March. It wasn't. It was near the end of beginning of April. But then, you know, I feel like it's fine to have then had a month break before starting the next book. Then we've got Fool's Errand. This is book 1 in the Tawny Man trilogy. I was supposed to read this one in April. So I'm reading this as part of the Fits Along, which is hosted by Win at Literary Diversions. However, I'm not 100% sure if that's still going on. I haven't yet seen a Ship of Destiny live show, and I think that was meant to be in March. So as far as I'm aware, the live show for this one was supposed to be in May, but I'm not sure if it's happening. I feel like there is a chance that I'm going to drop Robin Hobb because, again, like I said, I'm reading these 3 very huge epic fantasy series at the moment. If it seems that the Fits Along isn't continuing, then I might drop Robin Hobb and pick up from Tawny Man again, like either later in the year or next year or something at a later point. But I'm going to attempt to read Fool's Errand this month anyway. And then, because I didn't read Ruin in March or April, now in May I'm supposed to be reading Wrath. So I might have to read 2 chunky John Gwynne books. And again, if this one gets pushed back a month into June and I've dropped Robin Hobb, I'm not going to be too mad about it, but still I would like to try and get it read soon if I possibly can. And then the final book that I'm putting on my TBR is A Marvellous Light by Freya Marske. So this one, as you can tell, has been annotated. This one is my book swap books. So me and my friends, we work together, but we only meet up twice a year, and we read and swap a book when we meet up. So it's my turn to read A Marvellous Light. I have started A Marvellous Light before. I got halfway through and DNF'd. So I'm hoping that I have more success this time. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous because, again, because I've already like DNF'd this one, I'm a little bit nervous. So that is the priority TBR. Well, let's do this as like a kind of these three are the actual priority that I really need to get read in May. These two I would like to get read in May. And then, like I said, I'm just doing mood read. We'll have 2 books for book box battle on top of this as well. But other than that, it will be mood reading. I'm probably, when I go away, I'm going to take my Kindle. I might take like one other physical book because content, although saying that, so many people, because again, we're a team of readers because I work for Tandem Collective and, you know, we're a bookish company. There's always people with books that I can steal to make content with, so, you know, I might be doing that. But I think my plan will be to take my Kindle and read on my Kindle. So I might try and finish off the Off Campus series because I know that's on KU. I would like to try and read Serpent Under the Wings of Night because, again, that's on KU. I'd like to read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry because I've got that on NetGalley. I believe I have Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil on NetGalley. If so, I'm going to try and read that. So yeah, I feel like there's a number of books between NetGalley, KU and books that I've actually bought on my Kindle that I would like to try and read. And I think that's going to be my main sort of TBR when I'm in Italy. But yeah, this month is shaping up to be very fantasy heavy. So wish me luck. I think that's about it. Actually, just looking at the other books that are left over that I didn't read this month, I had Pride and Prejudice on my TBR. I might try and read either Pride and Prejudice, or I think actually I'd like to try and read Wuthering Heights this month. And I know it's very much not Wuthering Heights season, but part of me is kind of feeling Wuthering Heights. I'm feeling a classic, and I'm not really sure why. I might audiobook a classic instead of eyeball reading a classic. I don't know. That is all. I don't know very much. Anyway, that is my TBR for May. Let me know what your reading plans are for May and if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned. If you like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe down below, all of that jazz, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.